Welcome back to another solo episode of B2B Growth. If this is the first solo episode that you have listened to, my name is James Carberry, and I'm one of the co-hosts of B2B Growth. And every Saturday on the weekends, sometimes Sundays too, on the weekends, I do a little solo episode. So this is not going to be an interview with a B2B marketing leader or CEO. Instead, it's just going to be me sharing a little bit about how I'm learning, what we're up to as a business. And so this episode, as you saw in the headline, is going to be talking about 4 YouTube channels that I've been getting a lot of value from lately. The first YouTube channel that I'll talk about is a channel called Profitwell. This channel is run by a company called Profitwell, also Price Intelligently. The guy that runs it is a guy named Patrick Campbell. We've had him on B2B Growth. One of my dear friends, Patrick Hodgden, actually works for Profitwell now too. So, been listening to or watching their YouTube channel for the last several months now, and they do these things called pricing page teardowns. So they'll look at either one SaaS pricing page, or sometimes they look at 2 competitors. So the most recent one that I watched, they broke down Squarespace and Wix's pricing page, and Patrick Campbell, along with his co-host on the show, Peter Zotto, they talk about kind of what each of those companies is doing right and what they're doing wrong in terms of their pricing. And so they collect a bunch of data. They get users' willingness to pay, and it's just really, really fascinating. I've been loving that show. They do a few different shows. The one that I'm the biggest fan of on that channel is the pricing page teardown. Another YouTube channel that I've been getting a ton of value from is a channel called Charisma on Command. Now, this channel was brought to my attention by my good buddy Timmy, who I'm actually driving to go we're going to go meet up for dinner right now. But this channel talks about a lot of different things. So, one episode, one of my favorites, this guy breaks down why Mark Zuckerberg seems evil. And it's not that he is evil, it's just that a lot of how he communicates comes across as though he's very non-genuine. And so in doing this breakdown of Zuckerberg, you see, man, maybe I have that tendency too. I should stop doing that. Or he talks a lot about communication, kind of internal, or not internal, but how you communicate with your team, how you're perceived by outsiders. There was one video he did about the 4 infuriating characteristics of Gary Vaynerchuk's charisma, and he breaks down kind of why people hate being interviewed by Gary, but why he's still so lovable. Talks about the transformation that The Rock made from kind of early 2000s when Rock was just a wrestling superstar to today where he's the most lovable man in Hollywood that everyone can't get enough of. They break down why Ellen is so funny. Just really, really practical tips on how to be more charismatic. So Charisma on Command, incredible resource on YouTube. The third channel that I'll talk about is a channel called Valuetainment. Now, the guy that runs this is a guy named Patrick Bet-David. He's along the same lines of Gary V, motivational business type content, but I feel like Patrick Bet-David goes a little bit more granular in his content. I love Gary V, obviously, massive Gary V fan, and I listen. I watch his YouTube channel all the time. But Patrick Bet-David, I feel like, is a little bit under the radar. Doesn't have quite the subscriber base. I think he's got like 700,000 subscribers or something. So he's doing something right. But a little bit under the radar. He just came on my radar a couple months ago, and I love his content. Probably my favorite video that I've ever watched on YouTube is a video called How to Strategize as an Entrepreneur. And he breaks down like the 4 quadrants that entrepreneurs need to think about in terms of strategy. Just an incredibly compelling video that I still think about today, and I watched it months ago. So if you're not already subscribed to Patrick Bet-David, the Valuetainment channel, make sure to subscribe. Incredible content. The last one that I'll talk about, I'm a little bit biased, but it's my business partner and brother-in-law and co-host of this show. It's his YouTube channel called John in 60 Seconds. Now, you've got to put some underscores in there. This channel is relatively new, but he's got 19 videos on there, and he does 60-second spoiler-free movie reviews, and they are phenomenal. His ability, Johnny's ability to articulate what was good or bad in a movie is just really, really fascinating to me. He did a breakdown on Ready Player One. He's done one on like 19 or 20 movies at this point, and they're 60 seconds, so they're super short and just really helpful if you're looking for a Netflix original to watch on this weekend, or you've got Movie Pass and you're looking for your next movie to see. Check out John in 60 Seconds on YouTube and make sure and subscribe. So those are the 4 YouTube channels that I've been getting an enormous amount of value from lately. I hope this weekend solo episode of B2B Growth has been helpful.